What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Man, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. My hair look crazy. Um, Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. That's Tay Luciano Media. That's Tay Luciano Media. Shout out all my peoples that's been tapping in, rocking with me. Have y'all heard about what happened to Top 5? While he was just over, I believe London. Man, it's not been looking good for, man, I don't know what to say about it. It's not even funny. It's just like, man, I don't even know what to say. Like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, they was trying to really take it all the way there with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. I guess once you go against Drake, it's not going to end too well for you. Like, god damn. Like, they was just really trying to take him, out the game, for real. Like, man, I don't know, man. Like, dang. Only thing I can say is get security. He might need it. He might really need to get security at this point, because from what I just seen, it will. The thing is, a lot of people think they could just move a certain type of way, and then especially getting in, being into it with people, and what I mean. I feel like once you already get some type of likeness and some type of recognition about yourself, you gotta move differently. And even for top five, top five, top five, top five. Now, he's not per se an entertainer or a rapper or a public figure or nothing like that, but he's known because of how he came in with Drake and all this and that, and him and Drake being real cool. But now it's not like that. And then and even with that, your name is getting more out there. You know what I mean? Your name is getting more frequently out there, and then you having different little, different little differences, different beefs, or whatever. You gotta move with security or people that's ready to go at all times. That's just all it is to it. You have to move with security or some people that's licensed to carry, that's ready to go. You can't be going to these other states, these other countries, and thinking you just thinking everything is good. It's no way that you can move like that. Point blank, period. You can't be popping all of this stuff or saying all this wild shit, and then you go into certain places with no security, probably no armed security, and then things happen to where you get attacked or whatever the case may be, and you thinking you're untouchable. And I think that's a lot of people problem. A lot of people think they just get to a certain point and just think they're untouchable, or like nothing could happen to them, or nothing's going to happen. And what just took place was just a very good example of that. You know what I mean? Top 5 being somebody that's, now when you hear that name, it's like, oh yeah, top 5, Drake, old homeboy, or top 5, oh yeah, that was dude that used to be with Drake, blah blah blah, or that's the dude that Kendrick was talking about. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people, ever since that situation that went on, it's a lot of people that feel some type of way. Either you feel some type of way about Kendrick or you feel some type of way about Drake. But nevertheless, regardless of what it is, you still have to move correctly. You still can't move how you've been moving. That's just like if that's that, and that goes for any and everybody. You could be a regular person, do regular things and whatever. But let's say you start doing something, you start a business, and it takes off and it does very, very well, and it's, or you become a public figure or a rapper. You can't move the same way you used to move when you was just a regular individual. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, okay, well, whatever I'm gonna say and do whatever I want, but I'm gonna still move however I want. Like, now you gotta move very, very smart. Meaning, like, it could be, you could be just going to the mall and something happen, or somebody see you, because now you get in front of these cameras, people get to talking about you, whether it's good or bad. So people is going to take some, a certain type of lightning to you. You know what I mean? It might be 20 people in a room. Two of them people might only like you or dislike you, wherever the case may be, but they know who you are. And people will want to just do something just to get their name out there or whatever the case may be. So you got to move way smarter when your name get to really buzzing. Doesn't matter if it's buzzing because it's something good behind it or something negative or bad, whatever. You got to move with security or move with a person or people that's, like I said, that's could carry firearms, right? That, licensed to carry. Because if you don't, things like this could possibly happen. You know what I mean? I think top five, just need to maybe fall back or move with the right type of people. Because it's going to be 9 times out of 10, it could possibly be another situation that might take place again like this. And the video I just seen, how he just got attacked, is just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at the video and I'm like, I don't see, and maybe, who knows, maybe it was somebody with him. Maybe he had maybe a person with him, but from what I'm seeing, or from what I just seen, I don't think he had nobody. I'm not gonna say he didn't have nobody, but it looks like he damn sure didn't have no security. It don't look like he had no security with him. It doesn't look like he it looked like he was just pretty much out there solo dolo or whoever. And I ain't gonna say solo dolo, but far as maybe one person, at the most, to say the least. But when you get in this space or any space, especially where you in front of the camera, you a public figure, all the blogs is talking about you, all the, you know what I'm saying, all the main people, that got platforms know who you are. You have to move correctly, especially when you're going from city to city, state to state, out the country, and whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Now, when you're just a regular person and have a regular job and stuff like that, it's different. Even when you put yourself on, even when you put yourself on these cameras, doing YouTube, doing social media, you gotta know how to move. Point blank, period. You gotta know how to move. You gotta know how to move. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people just, or not a lot, but for the most part, some just get in a space where they start feeling themselves and just thinking nothing, could possibly happen. But you got to know, even if you're not that type of person, when you put yourself out there, there's going to be people that like you and there's going to be people that hate you. You know what I mean? Like, you know how many people probably hated or disliked Michael Jordan or say Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Not because they did anything to them people, but just because that's the name of the game. That's the nature of, that's like land of the law. You know what I'm saying? Like that goes across the board far as everything. You know what I mean? It's gonna be people that like you, that rock with you. Then it's gonna be people that, don't. So I think just for top five, he's just gotta know how to move smarter. He just give me, when you look at him, and I'm not saying he doesn't, you know what I mean? Because maybe he has security and stuff like that, and have move around with security. But once you get to a certain once you get to a certain space, you know, especially doing anything in the public eye, being on platforms and blog sites and all this and that, you got to know how to move. You can't move, you know what I'm saying? You can't move like that. You can't move like that. You got to move like you damn near the president yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a lot of different things come your way. You know what I mean? You could be a small YouTuber, anything, right? And you might not even be thinking like, man, I'm not really a big YouTuber, or I'm not getting that much attraction, whatever. And it might be a small amount of people. Them same small amount of people might see you out and just try to do something just because. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know how to move. Point blank period. But what took place, what transpired was, um, it looked like he definitely got attacked. And from what I was reading, or from what I'm seeing, of that, man, it looked like they was really trying to take him out the game. It looked like they was really trying to, what I'm saying, get him up out of here. And he got, um, poked up, to say the least. I want to be very careful with what I say because, YouTube is very sensitive about using certain words and certain things and stuff like that. But um, it was just mind boggling. I'm just like, wow, you know. But shit happens. Shit happens every day, all day. You know what I mean? Things happen to regular people every day, all day. And no, a lot of people doesn't, say anything about it, But when you someone of the public and putting yourself out there, you can't move like that. You just can't. It's best to move with security or somebody that's um that's licensed to carry, because stuff like that can happen at any given time. So for him to be in London and you're not in the States, and that just took place, just imagine what that could have possibly even been like, even being in the States. You know what I mean? That could have really, I mean, it already went super left, but you know, the way they the way they just got at him, or the way they got up on him, was way too easy. It was way too easy. So that's how I know he didn't have security. And then that's how I know he didn't have anybody with him that was, ready to go. You know what I mean? You got to be ready to go at any given time, especially when you getting yourself in different beefs, different, even differences. Because nowadays you can have a difference in opinion with somebody, and they take that to heart. You know what I mean? And the people that might be supporting that person might try to get at you. Because 9 times out of 10, it never be the person that's they going at, directly. It always be the people that's on that person's side, whether the entourage or a super fan, or somebody that just, you know, um, that's rocking with them. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be ready to go. You gotta be ready. Not only you gotta be ready to go, but the people that you roll with. You know what I mean? But my advice would be, you know, find you somebody that looking to travel, but not only that's looking to travel, but that's that's down, that's down to get down. You know what I mean? That's down to, if something happened to you, they're ready. You know what I mean? They licensed to carry. They're, you know what I mean? Because it'll be numerous of situations that'll happen like that. It'll constantly be numerous of situations that'll transpire, that'll, you know, that'll be, that'll go on. No. Mm-mm. But it'll be people like that, you know, that you could possibly can get that'll be ready, you know, ready for the action. And that was just crazy. There's no way in hell I'm would be moving around how some of these people would be moving around. Especially if I'm getting to the bag, I'm getting money. Hey, I'm going to so and so. You know, how much your fee is? All right, here. I'm gonna be over there for 2 days, 3 days, whatever. Boom, we good. Um, and stuff like that. Like that's how I would move with security at all times. I won't say at all times, but especially like if I'm going to some big event or I know I'm going to another place and I'm gonna be moving around or it's business on the floor and I gotta be outside and I gotta move around, I'm gonna have somebody with me. Especially if I'm getting to the bag, if I'm getting money, you know, I'm gonna have somebody with me that I know that's gonna be ready to take off at any given time. Point blank period. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be anywhere and I ain't got nobody. I don't have uh not even one security guard. Like not one. Come on. That doesn't make sense. And you know, I'm putting myself out there. Different things has been going on. Now I don't know if he, you know, possibly got into it with somebody before then, or if he, um, or even if, you know, if it was just a thing to where somebody seen him and they like, yo, we about to get up on him. It could have been something like that. It could have been something like that. You know what I mean? It could have been something like that to where they seen him. Oh, that's top five, and just got up on him. It could have been something like that. It definitely could have been something like that where they seen top five. Yo, that's top five right there. Oh damn, and got right to him. And it be stuff like that that happens all the time. I have seen it. We all have seen it to where you could, you know, man, you might see somebody turn your head and turn back, and they already get into an altercation. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it was words changed. They was going back and forth, and they rushed them. I don't know what the case may be. All I seen was the video, you know, like them stepping on. I mean, it was like a mosh pit. And for real, it was like it was damn near, it was like, man, they done got on top of the car, stepping on the hood and the roof and everything. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they was serious with it. You know, they was definitely serious. But I think he's definitely gonna be okay and you know and pull through. You know what I mean? Is that he definitely was fighting for his life. He definitely was just fighting for his life. He definitely was just fighting for his life. Um, but it's just it's crazy to see that. It's very crazy to see that what transpired with him. It was crazy to see that. It was crazy, you know. So that whole situation right there just taught him a valuable lesson of how to move. That just showed him maybe not being so, you know, talkative or, you know, going in on certain people. You know what I mean? And even if you do that, you gotta be ready for war. You gotta be ready. You gotta have all your ducks in a row. You know what I mean? You gotta have people, like I said, and I can't stress that enough. Like, you gotta have people around you that's ready to go at all times. You know, period. Because it could even be somebody you know that's licensed to carry. Okay, if they licensed to carry, then you good. You know what I'm saying? You could put them on a payroll. Yo, I'm gonna just pay you this, X amount of dollars. Just roll with me. But for him to just be out willy nilly like that, I think that's crazy. That's oh my God, that's got to be the most craziest shit in the world. You know what I mean? To just be out like that and move like that. You can't be thinking like people be thinking like they just untouchable or people can't get up on them. Like anybody could get it at any given time. Any given time, anybody could get it. At any given time, anybody could get it. Don't matter who you are, where you from, what you represent. Anybody, gang, no gang, civilian, whatever, anybody could get it. So now, hopefully, maybe he will be having security. And like I said, I don't know. Maybe he has security in the past, but he damn sure didn't have security. Just what happened? Like they just try to unalive him. Like seriously, you know what I mean? And No Jumper posted it, and I seen, like I said, I seen the video, and was just like, God damn, this is crazy. So I think he's just got to move better. But it's to the point where now, like, you shouldn't even have to say that. Like, oh man, you gotta move better. You should move smarter. Just due to the fact that everybody is seeing what is taking place with a lot of people. You know what I mean? That's almost like telling somebody, yo, you gotta jump in the shower or something like that's something you shouldn't have to tell nobody. So it's like people see what goes on a daily basis with, public figures, celebrities, um, YouTube, or content creators and stuff like that. So for you to be moving like that, like you just Jesus, you gotta be drunk or high, some on drugs, because you can't be thinking like you just can't get touched. You can't be thinking that, and when you think like that, that's become your downfall. Even if you good somewhere, you know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be somebody that's gonna recognize you or see you or whatever the case may be. But even if, say he was good and it was just he got into it with somebody, had he would have had somebody that was um security or that was really with him, that was, paid security or something like that, it would have been no way, possible they would have got up on him like that. It wouldn't even went down like that. So that's how I know, for one, he had nobody with him. For two, you can't be thinking like you untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be thinking that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You can't roll around and just think you're just Mr. Untouchable. Or you can't just be thinking like, yo, well, nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm all good. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Like that for when you think that, that's when things happen to you the most. You know what I'm saying? That's when it could really go left. So from you thinking like, oh well, nothing can happen to me, I'm good. You know, um, nah, it doesn't work like that, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, Tay Luciano Media, um, most definitely. But yeah, so I know this situation is definitely, everybody about to be talking about this situation. Everybody about to be talking about this. It just came out that Top 5 was definitely attacked in London. They got up on them good too. Like whoever them dudes was, they got up on them good. Like I'm talking about, like I'm surprised he was even able to get away. You know what I mean? Because if y'all go check that out, it's No Jumper posted it. I'm quite sure all the blogs is gonna post it. Um, People is definitely gonna be talking about it, and it just makes no goddamn sense that he is moving like, he's Princess Diana, you know what I mean? And she was loved by a lot of people. But I guarantee you it was somebody that when she was still here on this earth that did not like her, just from her being her or coming from where she was coming from, that felt some type of way just from her presence. But I guarantee you she was rolling around with security. You know what I'm saying? And so forth and so forth. You gotta move you gotta move you gotta move smart. You gotta move better than how you move. You gotta almost move like you bigger than what you are. That's the thing. You gotta move big. You gotta move as like you LeBron James, you know what I mean, or you know what I mean. You got to just move better and smarter. You got to move at, you know what I'm saying. You could be a person. Say for example, you could be a content creator with only 3,000 subscribers. Out of that 3,000, it might be a handful of people that just don't like you just for whatever reason, right? So at that point, once you get to moving around, you know what I'm saying? Once you get to moving around, you got to move bigger than what you is. If you got 3,000 subscribers, say you're a content creator, you got to move like you damn near got 1,000,000 subscribers. And that's just how it go. You gotta damn near move like you got 1,000,000 subscribers already. Let's say you're a YouTuber, and like I said, or let's just say you know what I'm saying. Hell, you could be a person that's on Twitch, right, doing video games, playing video games. 5,000 people. You gotta move like you got 5,000,000 people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move already like you got 5,000,000 like you got 5,000,000 subscribers already. Because out of that 3,000 people, for one, you know what I'm saying? You don't know where none of these people is from. You don't know anything. Only thing you know is that these people are subscribed to you. You gotta move way smarter than what you do. You have to move way smarter. It's no way in hell that they was able to get to him like that. You know what I mean? It's just it doesn't make any sense. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel at Tay Luciano Media. It's no way. There's no way. Damn, there's no way that should have happened to him because of, you know what I'm saying? It's no way that should have took place. You know what I mean? What it do, man? Good. Stanley G. Salute, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that like button. If you know better, you'll do better. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you know better, you'll do better. You feel me? Um, yeah, but top 5 got attacked. Look like they really put hands and feet on him in London. And it just don't make sense because you would think that he would have, when you go into these places and these countries and stuff like that, you would think a person would have security, at least 2 to 3 people with them. But when the thing is, I think a lot of people, not all, but I think a lot of people get to a certain place where they're just don't they don't think, and they just do whatever. You know what I'm saying? They just do whatever, move how they move and stuff like that. And the thing about it is you cannot do that. That's just my whole message in this. Like, you just can't move Like you just can't move like that. It doesn't make sense. It does not make any type of sense. Point blank, period. It don't make any type of sense for you to just move the way you move. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man, at Tay Luciano Media. Um, but I'm just wondering, you know, but and he's not a rapper. I don't even think he even does content like that. Like, I know he just did a interview or like a vlog with no jumper and stuff like that. But come on, like that just wasn't smart. It just wasn't smart at all. It just wasn't not. It just wasn't smart. It wasn't like you gotta move like, you know what I mean? You have to move very, very smart. Bottom line, that's just all it is to it. Um, I know the blogs and all the platforms is gonna eat this up. Um, and hopefully, hopefully his injuries he'll pull through. You know what I'm saying? I don't think is that severe, but who knows? Cause the way they was on him, man, it was like watching dogs trying to pull at a piece of steak on, you know what I mean? And it's a pack of dogs and they all trying to get that one piece of steak. That's how it looked. Like I was just like, God damn. You know what I mean? Like they really put him through it. They did. They did. They really had put him through it. Bottom line, like they was not playing with him. They wasn't playing with top five. You know what I'm saying? So for that, he should just for that alone, he should want to move way better, way smarter, and not, think shit is just so sweet because that shit that just took place, you know what I'm saying? That was just like that shit right there was just like, God damn. Like, God damn. Like, you know, and who knows, maybe Drake or somebody will rap about it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody like Drake will rap about it. Um, I could definitely see him speaking on this that, you know, some it just really had me kind of lost for words though, because it's like, damn, you would think somebody like him would move better. But like, share, and subscribe to the channel at Tay Luciano Media. I'm gonna definitely tap right back in with y'all. Peace.